Hey, welcome to Larryvision. Larryvision is on. Today, what I'm going to do is show you how easy it is to put on a Meg Neg upgrade, even for someone that's slow and challenged like myself. It's not a hard process, so don't be scared. It takes a few minutes, but I'll go through what I do. Of course, this is assuming that you can pull your shock off. I've already got mine off. So the first thing that you want to do whenever you're doing this is, of course, first time that you do any type of an upgrade, you want to make sure that all your parts are in and correct. So I have not opened this up yet. I'm going to go ahead and open it now and make sure that everything is in place. So what you get in your kit, a bunch of garbage. Then you got lubricant, lube. This is like a seal grease. Then you've actually got the oil that will go inside the canister. And what I like about Rockshox and the way that they did this is they actually give you exactly how much you need, which is very, very handy. Then you're going to have your negative sleeve. You're going to have your canister itself, and then a sticker, and a couple stickers and stuff like that. Which I don't care anything about the stickers. My bike's stickerless. So there's not much to it. Then you also have your O-rings. You have several O-rings, and then you have your bands. Now, personally, I'm going to go in with 0 bands because I want to see how cush I can make it. Right now, it's super stiff. Great when you're going down, but not quite as soft and as plush as I would like. So that's why I'm doing the upgrade. So a couple tools that you're going to need. I like to use 2 of the filter wrenches. So the minor filter wrenches, you can get them very cheap from like you can get them from Advanced Auto, AutoZone. Any of the auto places have them, and they're very inexpensive. I think I paid $10 for both of these, which is a good deal. The first thing that you want to do, you want to go ahead and undo your air cap, and then you're going to press the valve, and you're going to let out all of the air that's within that canister, because that canister will not come off with all that air. What I like to do, and I have done a couple of these at this point, I like to put a little pressure on top. I use my body, push the valve. I normally take the valve out completely, but I don't know where my valve tool is. I could not find it when I was out in the garage, and it's so hot that I just wouldn't want to mess with it. But it is much easier with that valve out. All right. So that should be all of the air out. This one's going to go that way. Get these ready. This one will go over this. You're going to go in a counterclockwise from the direction. Normally, once it starts moving like it just did, it gets much easier. That first little pull is sometimes rough. I only use this one to just kind of hold it. With the piggyback, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. Sometimes you can just grab the piggyback itself. If you don't have a piggyback, you definitely need the second one. Then once it starts undoing, there we go. Now it's getting easy. You should be able to take that out of the way and unscrew it by hand. I'm going to pull your O-ring. Now this O-ring is just to tell where the sag is, so don't lose it. Put it to the side. If you're like me and you have a Specialized, you're going to have the flip chip as well. Be sure you put those in the direction that you know they go back to. So how I did it, I know that whenever I put them in, if the further away is there, it's not correct. So I want to go to the lesser towards the shock. That's how I remember. Everybody has their own way, but be sure you look at this, because if you get that wrong, it will change the bite just a little. Then you pull it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull the canister down over. It'll pop right out. And that canister we're done with. We're not gonna use that canister for anything else. We do want the spring. So the spring here keeps it from if you ever have to go all the way down and bottom out, that's gonna make it a heck of a lot easier. I like that spring to be there, so I leave it, of course. Personally, I'm going for as supple as I can get. So I'm gonna pull out both of the positive tokens, because I didn't have a single problem running it the way it was, and I've never bottomed out. So I'm gonna have to add more pressure to make sure I don't bottom out, but that's pretty easy to do. And then if I do end up having to go back to one, I'll probably go with the smaller of the two and leave the Nardog out, because again, I'm looking to try to get it as supple as I possibly can. Nardog's a little harder to get out. Let's see if I can get up in there. Once you get it to start moving, I think I need a bigger screwdriver. I'm gonna go grab a bigger screwdriver, and we will resume after that. So with the right tools, this is an easier job. You should be able to just pop it down like that. My little screwdriver just couldn't get in there good enough. So now those are out. I'm gonna push this back up, and I want to go back up there as well. Now that takes care of the positive chamber. You do want to clean everything off as good as you can. I'm going over to grab some more paper towels. If you don't want this stuff on your hands, be sure you use gloves, because the oil will get on your hands and it is kind of gross. So if you don't like that kind of thing, or you're worried about getting it on something else, be sure to wear gloves. Personally, it doesn't bother me. I've got Gojo out in the garage, and I'll go get some of that on my hands and clean up as soon as I'm done. So from here now, easy enough. You're gonna take your new canister, put the spring back on. We're gonna go back in with our new canister. One thing I did forget, you're gonna want to put some of this grease on. And the grease, number one, it helps your seals reseal very well as making it easier to get the seals on. You don't need a whole lot, but you want enough to where you know it's going to seal again, and the seals are going to stay nice and moist. That should take care of that one. Okay. Forgot the ones on the other one. That's what I was looking for. So there are some seals down in here. You also want to hit those seals as well, because that will help seal everything and make sure that you don't have any leaks, as well as making it easier to get on. And then you just push it back on. All right, once we've got it started, here's where I want to stop for a second, because this is where we need to put in our oil. So for the oil, I let it get there. I do want some on the very bottom, so let me pull that back down. I want a little bit, probably about a quarter of this. I'm going to leak down in there like that. That's probably about a quarter. There we go, quarter to a half. And what that does is it's going to get it down there to the negative chamber a little easier, and keep it down at the bottom. All right. Then from here, you can pour the rest in the top. up there in the positive area. Just push it all in there. Then you're going to bring it back up and seal it. You can do it by hand. It doesn't need the, you won't need the tools to retighten it. I do like to grab a paper towel or something, make sure I get it in there good though. But hand tightening is all you need. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go any tighter than that. Make sure you line back up your shaft. That should be good and tight enough. Now we're going to move on to the O-ring. So there will be an O-ring here, here, and then a larger one here. But you don't want to put the larger one on first. So as you can see, there are several here. The reason that I did not replace the O-ring that was on the shaft is this is less than, let me think, this is about 2.5 months old. So that seal was totally good. I didn't need a new seal, so I didn't use it. So one seal is not going to be used. Now we're going to add a little bit of lube here, a little bit of this grease. I'm going to go all the way around with the grease. Get it off my hands real quick. Then I'm also going to take a little bit, put it back on my hand, and I'm going to lube each one of these. Okay. They do give you plenty, so don't worry, you can waste a little and not have to worry, which is a good thing. I think that, like I said, this kit, the way that they made this kit, I think that they did an excellent job. They gave you everything that you need. They made it super easy to do. Like I say, I'm not super great at anything, especially, you know, bike mechanics. I have somebody that does my most of my bike stuff for me. I do, you know, the easier stuff I do, but you know, I'm not the best at it. So being able to do this, I can tell you that you should be able to do this just as easy as I did. And again, the only stress that I really had was my screwdriver was too small and it didn't want to go over. If you have a problem getting that over the last one, you can use a screwdriver just to start seating it, then use it by hand to slide it all the way around. Be careful with the seals because you can mess up your seals. And we're just gonna give it a little bit more on the outside of those, make sure it seals up nice and good. Keep all your other parts nice and clean. And then this shaft here is going to go right over the top with a little bit of push. Again, be careful with your O-rings. You do not want to rip them. And then you're going to take the last one and you're going to put it on that piece right there. And what that's going to do is keep that from falling off, is all it really does. This one doesn't do much. The other two are what seals everything up. This one will make sure that doesn't pop back off if something hits it. So you do need it on there. Get it on there real good. Slide it all the way around. Then I'm going to get a brand new clean rag and I'm going to clean everything back off. If you're putting the bands in, this is of course, that would be the time, and this is the place that you put the bands inside that piece there. So it slides back off pretty easily, making it easy to change anytime that you want, even on the trail. And that's it. Now all I've got to do is stick it back on. Again, I have to stick it back on, air it up, and I can show you that part in another video. Thanks, I hope that you've enjoyed. Don't forget, subscribe, because I'm always giving you content. I'm always doing the best that I can on this, and I'm trying to figure out new ways to get stuff. I was 4 clicks in. I like to continue with how many clicks I was actually in. That way I can unclick it. It makes it easier to push in when you're ready to go. I'm going to end this video now. Subscribe, like, comment, and let me know how I'm doing. Have a great day.